big it was. I first moved there, bought a heap of avo seeds and planted them, and just went on and on and on, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually we had 250,000 trees in the nursery, so we propagating shed had 100,000 tubes. And the interest in IPM just grew back in those days because of, obviously, I was chief chemical controller, so, and then we got into a lot of export, so export all in the world, and just trying to control things to a point that was at a good level all the time was not an easy thing. So that's what it all stems back. And some of those books I've got there from ancient times, there's one there that's absolutely fantastic. And you look at the year, and you think, bloody hell, so that's about when I'm sort of talking back in the 80s. And when DPI started doing a lot of work, and that's when I first met Dan Papacek from Bugs for Bugs, and I went to his insectory in Dublin there, and it's an amazing place to go out there and just see how they breed all these good creatures to eradicate your bad ones. So I started buying different things from him and put them in the paddock, because we had all these rows of stock trees that we used to get all the material from to propagate in the nursery, like for grafting or yellow and whatever. So the cleaner you kept them all the time, the better it was. And in the end, I had that nursery down pat to the point that I used to pretty well spray. We had 100,000 citrus, and I used to spray them pretty religiously every fortnight through certain months of the year, and that's probably predominantly from spring through till the end of autumn. And if you're growing citrus in the paddock, and I don't doubt we've probably all got some citrus trees in the paddock, if you worry about your leaf miner, and I bought a little branch there. If you haven't seen it before, you can soon get an idea what it looks like. And that was the thing with the nursery. I had to keep the trees spotless, because if you had trees with leaf miner on them and you send them to a retail nursery, well, they'd win like mad first up, and if they didn't win, the customer would win. So that's one of the critical things, is controlling that, keeping every one of those trees spotless all the time. So when you get to understand it, any new citrus flush can get leaf miner on it, but the worst time of year, this applies in the nursery or in the field, is more in the peak of summer into autumn. So February is probably one of your worst months, so you've got to be just like religious on spraying every fortnight. So the main thing back in those days was Levasive, but I narrowed it down to the end. So if I sprayed every 2 weeks with Ultra White Oil, I could pretty well keep 98% clean. So there's always one that come in between the time frame that got started before you got the next one out.
What was your period of white oil?
Every 2 weeks. So I used to do every 2 weeks, every 14 days. But you always find that in early spring, 2 weeks was fine. Right through when time we got to summer, if you missed a week because of wet weather, you get away with 3 weeks in spring. But when you got into summer, you just had to go and do it. Yeah. 2 weeks, you just had to always get out every day break and spray.
So you spraying the white oil straight onto the leaves?
Yeah. When I use white oil, I always use copper as well. So copper is a good organic fungicide. It's organic registered. So there's quite a few different types of copper. There's hydroxide, oxychloride. You get liquid ones now as well. So the copper's widely accepted in the organic industry now to use. I think there's a specific one they like to use, but that was I just religious in the end, copper and white oil. But whereas now I've got a farm and I eat all the fruit off it myself. White oil still generally only has a one day withholding period, so still I was considered extremely safe. Because one of the things back in my days too is when you learned to spray chemicals all the time, you do. Now, as I say, things are different now to what they used to be. But back in those days, like you'd learn all about what they used to call an LD50. So that's a lethal dose per 50 milligrams per kilogram of body weight that takes to kill you. So if you study up all the chemicals, white oil was you could just about drink it. Yeah. Copper was the same. But there's a huge amount of chemicals that you just wouldn't go near. And one of the worst ones that always sticks in your brain is Nemacur. You go to any big commercial tomato farm, and I did sell tens of thousands of trees to one in Bundaberg, Rum City Tomatoes, and I still remember to this day walking into that farm for the first time, and there was a shed, and I kid you not, it would have been double the size of this, and the whole shed was full of 20 containers of Nemacur, because that was his whole business, was growing tomatoes, and it was sandy soil, and sandy soil is really bad for nematodes. So Nemacur is what they used to use, and I think it was something like 28 or 40 milligrams per kilogram of body weight to kill you. whereas most of your fungicides are like 10, 12,000. So I've sort of pretty well stopped eating tomatoes since that time. So only tomatoes, I don't eat them much anymore. I just like dry them, and we'll have some we cook them. I don't eat them fresh. So it's one of those
Funny
things.
they don't measure how much it takes to maim somebody or give them terminal disease.
Well, that's the other part of it. That's what they work out
Yeah,
well.
they don't.
Laboratory rats.
Yeah.
And what I understand now, they've stopped doing all of that testing on rats because they finally realised that rats are different to us.
Oh, no.
So
Genius.
what it takes to kill them, then we might need more or we might need less. So so they've stopped doing all that sort of stuff. But there's a huge amount of really good bugs out there that you can get and put into your paddock. Now the thing is, if you only got a small amount of trees, it's probably not going to be affordable or economical. But there's a lot of these other good traps and things that you can still utilise that will work really well. And then I think there's no one